They can ignore silence, but not your growth. Stoicism. Part 1. Introduction. Have you ever been told, if you want them to regret it, just disappear? That as long as you stop calling, stop texting, stop showing up, you'll somehow reclaim the power they took from you. We grow up believing that silence is a kind of weapon, that no contact is how you make someone miss you, hurt because of you, and finally recognize your value. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, is that really the truth? Or just something we cling to when our heart is too tired to face reality? The Stoics have a completely different perspective. They say that silence is just an illusion of control, an empty space we think we are mastering, while in reality, we are being controlled by longing, expectation, and pain. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." He didn't say, disappear so they'll suffer. He said, become the person they no longer have the power to touch. That sentence opens a truth many people avoid. Victory is never found in whether they miss you. Victory is found in whether they no longer recognize you. In whether the person who once hurt you is now forced to face a version of you they never believed you could become. A version that no longer chases, no longer clings, no longer waits for any message. A version that is no longer controlled by the fear of being abandoned. And that is why you're here. Not to learn how to disappear, but to learn how to become. How to turn this very pain into a source of strength no one can take away from you. To understand why no contact doesn't make you stronger, and why it is transformation itself that makes you impossible to replace. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the path the Stoics have walked for thousands of years. A path where silence is no longer a tactic, but the space in which you are reborn. A path where you no longer need anyone to remember you because you've learned to truly see yourself. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see pain, separation, and the person you are becoming. Part 2. Stoic Understanding. Chapter 1. The Myth of No Contact. Many people believe that no contact is the fastest way to heal, but it is one of the most subtle illusions that a wounded heart creates. Silence is not healing. It is only a pause, a breath between emotional storms. And the cruel thing is that the human brain adapts to absence very quickly. On the first day you disappear, they might be confused. By the third day, they start to feel okay. By the seventh day, they begin telling themselves a new story to make sense of everything. Maybe the breakup was right. Maybe we weren't compatible anymore. Maybe they're also ready to move on. So your silence, the thing you hoped would make them feel empty, becomes the very thing they accept the fastest. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond." But silence is not a response. It is just a pause we try to force into becoming a strategy. I remember a girl in Chicago who spent 4 months in no contact, hoping her ex would regret losing her. Every morning she woke up with hope. Every night she repeated the same disappointment. And him? He adapted very quickly to her absence. Not because he didn't care, but because silence alone is not powerful enough to change a human being. And this is the truth the Stoics want us to understand. Silence only has meaning when it is used to change you, not to hurt someone else. Chapter 2. What hurts more than silence? What hurts the person who left you is not that you disappeared. It's that you became a version of yourself they never imagined you could be. Your peace is something they could never create. Your growth is something they no longer belong to. And your strength is what shatters all the illusions they used to justify leaving you. I once met a single mom in Seattle who was abandoned right when she needed support the most. But instead of using silence as a mind game, she turned it into a space for rebirth. She studied again, went back to work, read books every night, meditated to stabilize her heart. 6 months later, when her ex tried to come back, he could no longer recognize the woman standing in front of him. The same happened with a man in Boston I once spoke to. After the breakup, he went to the gym every day, read, meditated, ran, and rebuilt his life from zero. When he met his ex again, she was unsettled because she no longer saw any need for her in his eyes. And that is what hurts the most. They're no longer the center of your emotional world. Seneca once said, "We waste much of life." But you didn't. You used the silence itself as a place to be reborn. Chapter 3. The mirror they cannot endure. When you grow, you become a mirror, reflecting everything they don't want to face within themselves. If they are selfish, your kindness makes them uncomfortable. If they are shallow, your depth makes them uneasy. If they left you, your calmness makes them feel small. And that's why they can't stand the new image of you. I remember meeting again the person who once hurt me after a long year. Back then, a single text from them was enough to throw me into chaos. But that day, I looked at them with the calm of someone greeting a stranger. They said, "You look so different." But what unsettled them wasn't my appearance. It was my energy. They realized they once had power over the old version of me, but they had no power over this one. And in that moment, I truly understood the Stoic idea. Approval must not come from outside. When you find acceptance within yourself, no one can use silence against you anymore. Chapter 4. The pain of the irreversible. The deepest pain is not that you leave, it's that you can't go back. Silence can end, but growth is never reversible. When you heal, you can't choose again what once broke you. When you know your worth, you can't go back to begging for love. When you stand firm, you can't shrink yourself to fit into your old life. A girl from Texas told me that after escaping a toxic relationship, she began practicing yoga, meditating, setting boundaries, and loving herself like she never had before. 3 months later, her ex tried to return. But when he looked into her calm eyes, he knew he had lost her forever. Not because she had disappeared, but because she had gone too far ahead. Similarly, a man in San Diego walked away from all his negative relationships and rebuilt his life. When the past came knocking, he just smiled, because his new self no longer fit that chaos. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You can never step into the same river twice." And once you have changed, the old you no longer exists. They will never meet that version again. Chapter 5. The Stoic Path of Transformation. Stoicism does not teach you to disappear so someone will regret losing you. Stoicism teaches you to become the kind of person no one can break. Self-mastery is always the greatest victory, not victory over others, but victory over who you were yesterday. You read instead of waiting. You train instead of tormenting yourself. You meditate instead of fantasizing about them coming back. You choose peace instead of clinging. And each small action rebuilds you from the inside, turning you into someone who can stand alone, strong, awake, and no longer needing anyone to recognize your worth in order to feel enough. This is what silent revenge really is. Not loud, not angry, not using silence as a weapon, but using silence as a furnace for rebirth. You don't need them to hurt. You only need to become yourself. Part 3. Practical healing tools. 1. 30-day Stoic growth silence. If no contact is a strategy that makes you cling to external outcomes, then 30 days of Stoic silence is a journey that brings you back inward. This is not a psychological game to make someone regret you. It is a process of refining your mind, reducing excess dopamine, breaking free from emotional addiction, and resetting your inner sensing system. Instead of waiting for someone to text you, you wait for change within yourself. Instead of checking social media, you check in with the wounds that truly need healing. In these 30 days, you don't chase attention, don't look for signs, don't overanalyze someone else's behavior. You unplug from the places that make you most unstable: old conversations, social media, memories that weigh you down, and even the fear of being forgotten. All of this is just to make space for the one thing that matters most: inner stillness. The Stoics call this stillness training, the place where you learn to stand still in front of emotional waves instead of letting them sweep you away. Your brain will return to balance when dopamine is no longer overstimulated by anticipation. Your heart will slow down when you stop chasing validation. Your inner life becomes clearer when you cut off the noise of the outside world. And you'll be surprised to realize silence no longer hurts, because it is no longer an empty space pointing toward them, but a quiet space pointing back to you. Number 2, transformation ritual. Change never comes from thought alone. It comes from ritual. If you want to be reborn, you need a simple but powerful system to renew your entire being. Stoicism always emphasizes repetition, discipline, and training the mind through small, daily actions. So each day on this transformation journey, you practice these 5 steps. California Mint of meditation. To stabilize your nervous system, bring you back into the state of observing. 20 minutes of physical training, so your body can release stuck energy, lower cortisol, increase endorphins, and rebuild self-respect. 10 minutes of journaling. To look directly at the story actually happening inside you, the fears, needs, wounds, hopes, all laid out on paper so you no longer live inside a chaotic blur. 10 pages of reading every day, to expand your perspective and feed your mind new ideas to replace your old mental loops. Commemorate slow walking, to reset awareness, reconnect with life's natural rhythm, and replace tension with the natural breathing of the world around you. When you do these 5 things every day for 30 days, your nervous system changes, your habits change, your identity changes. You're not just healing, you're restructuring yourself from the roots. 3. Reframe practice. No change is complete if your perspective doesn't change. The Stoics call this the second interpretation, the ability to look at the same event but interpret it through the light of wisdom instead of pain. Every time emotion rises, you ask yourself 3 questions. What is this trying to teach me? When you ask this, you pull yourself out of the role of victim and into the role of learner. Pain stops being the enemy and becomes the teacher. Am I moving forward or am I running away? This question helps you distinguish between healing and hiding, between growth and avoidance. Is this action within my control? Once you answer this, all the chaos in your heart suddenly feels lighter. You no longer try to change someone. You no longer try to read their mind. You no longer try to win. by using silence. You focus only on what you control: your attitude, your actions, your growth, your peace. The moment you change how you see, your entire story changes with it. And when your perspective changes, your life changes. Speaking directly with empathy. I know you are in pain. I know there are nights when you lie still, staring at the ceiling, wondering why you have to endure this much. I know there are mornings you wake up heavy, as if your heart has been running a marathon all night. I know you try to look strong in front of others while inside you feel shattered. And I want you to know this: you are not walking through this pain alone. I have stood exactly where you are standing now. I have begged, I have hoped, I have stared at my phone in desperate expectation. I once believed that if someone came back, everything would be okay. But over time I realized that their return never healed me. Only my own return to myself could do that. You are not alone. And this pain, even though it feels like it's burning you, will not destroy you. It is forging you. It is turning you into a version of yourself you never had the courage to become. I want you to allow yourself, just once, to believe this. Pain is not the period at the end of your story. Pain is the door into a chapter you've delayed entering for too long. B. Reassurance. You are stronger than you think. Stronger than what others have ever told you. Stronger than those moments when you collapse and believe you can't stand up again. You do not need them to define you. You do not need their love to feel valuable. You do not need their return to prove that you are worthy. You never needed that. You only thought you did, because at that time, you couldn't see yourself as clearly as you were seeing them. But now, as you are slowly healing, as you are gently putting down what doesn't belong to you, you'll start to feel peace approaching. Not loudly, not in a rush, not demanding. It comes like a soft breeze, little by little, slipping into the places you thought were already broken beyond repair. Each day, each breath, each small choice you make to love yourself a bit more, that peace grows. You might not see it immediately, but it's there, quietly rebuilding a new foundation inside you. A foundation no one can ever break again, not even the people who once hurt you the most. C. A healing promise. Your future self will thank you for not giving up in this darkness. They will thank you for not running back to the one who hurt you just because you were afraid of being alone. They will thank you for choosing the harder path, the path back to yourself. I promise you, no matter how painful today feels, one day you will stand in front of the mirror and realize that everything fell apart not to punish you, but to free you. The universe is always trying to bring you to where you truly belong, and sometimes, to do that, it has to take away what you're clinging to, even when it's no longer meant for you. But trust this: what is taken from you is never more important than what you are about to receive. You deserve peace, not fragmentation. You deserve whole love, not the kind that makes you doubt yourself every minute. You deserve a life where you never have to beg anyone to see you. And you are moving very close to that. Much closer than you think. Closing mantra. And now, before we close this journey, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and let these 3 mantras sink into the deepest part of your heart. Repeat them in your mind or whisper them softly. My growth is my silent revenge, because your growth is the strongest answer. A response that needs no words, yet everyone who lost you will feel it. My peace is my power. Because your peace no longer depends on anyone. It lives in every breath, every choice, every morning you choose to rise. And finally, my transformation is my freedom. Because your transformation is the exit from your old fears, the doorway into the life you were meant to live. Let these sentences stay with you after the video ends, like a new heartbeat, slower, deeper, stronger. Breathe in slowly, exhale gently. Everything you need is beginning to form within you. You are enough. You are changing. And you are becoming free. If you've stayed until this moment, it means you're brave enough to look directly at your own pain, and that alone shows you are no longer the version of yourself that others could control with silence or emotion. Today's lesson is simple, but incredibly powerful. Silence can be forgotten, but your transformation cannot. When you grow, when you become calm, when you move forward without needing anyone to come back, you become a living proof of the power Stoicism has always spoken of. The power of self-mastery, of inner strength, of a heart that has learned to stand on its own. Before you go, write one sentence in the comments. I choose to grow. And if you want to continue this journey, wait for the next video, where we'll go even deeper into how to turn pain into rebirth. I'll meet you there.